Okay, I figured out the key to happiness. It's finding joy in those small, little, mundane moments in your day. People get it twisted, y'all. They think you gotta go and achieve all these goals and then you'll be happy. No, it's in the process. The process is everything. Okay, so picture this, even if you're a student and it's the middle of midterm season, or even you're in your corporate girly finance era and you're working at your job, whatever it is, there are always ways to look forward to tomorrow. And how do you do this? By romanticizing your life, and which I'll be teaching you in this video. So follow along if you want to learn more, because this will be your ultimate guide to romanticizing your life. Romanticizing your life is not complicated. It's straight up just falling in love with your day-to-day things, because 9 times out of 10, it's all great to be going around and achieving all these great goals, but usually we're in the middle. We're in the process of achieving these goals. So learning to enjoy the process is essentially what romanticizing your life is all about. Okay, so you don't need to find it. You have to create it. So it's all about intentionality. And I think that's what's so beautiful about it, because you can create it and you can be the main character of your own story. And how lovely is that? So it's all about creating those small rituals for yourself that make you feel like that main character. And honestly, that could be like getting matcha latte. That's what brings me joy. To take a nice shower, to spend more time on your skincare, to go on a walk in the park. Just doing those small, fun little things that bring you joy is just part of that. And I think in order to romanticize your life, you need a couple of mindset shifts. So the first and most important one, even if you don't watch the rest of this video, this is probably the most important one, is to treat yourself like your own best friend. It's really weird because we talk to ourselves so harshly, but yet when we talk to our friends or to our family, we talk to them with such love and gratitude, which is so odd, because we're supposed to be our own best friend. Talk nicely to yourself. You know, that friend that wants to challenge you, that's realistic, but that's very encouraging, because I think we live in a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say you're going to do something, you're that much more likely to do it. So if you talk rudely to yourself, that's kind of the vibe that you're putting out there that you're going to manifest. So be very kind to yourself. Which brings me to my mindset shift number 2, which is I know it sounds like you're just cutting yourself some slack and you're just being super nice to yourself, but you're still doing the hard things. You're still going out there and getting it and putting yourself out there, but you're taking care of yourself. And that means just making those moments slightly more magical. And how do you do that? You take care of your future self. So let's say you're going to have a really long study session. Pack yourself some extra snacks. Pack yourself some extra water. Think about the small things that your future you will thank you. Which actually brings me to my next point, is you have all the power. So you have the responsibility to change the narrative, because you are in your main character era. You can focus on the things you can control and let the rest be. And then finally, the last mindset shift is don't limit yourself. I understand you work a 9 to 5. Focus on what you can control. Let's say you can't do anything fun within these hours, but do the things that make you feel alive. Okay, you can't do this within this time, but after work, don't just stop living your life because you're working at this job. Find things to spice up your life. Always have something to look forward to. Let's say it's a dinner with a friend. Let's say you want to go on a different path walking. You want to try new workouts, so you find different ways to do things that make you feel alive, plan those. And I think the anticipation is what makes it the best, because you're always looking forward to something and you're always excited to wake up for the next day. Okay, now let's get into nitty gritty, which is probably my first and favorite tip here, is to embrace your individuality. So you're special, you're different. And one thing that really comes to mind for me, it used to be my name. I used to hate why I was called something so different, and everyone else asked me a billion questions, and it was so weird, and people would mispronounce it. But now I've learned to love it. It's something different. It makes you special, and it's unique. It's probably the number one conversation starter of all time. Like, what is my name? Where is it from? It's super unique, and I've learned to embrace it. So that, along with all of the other qualities that make you you, embrace those, because it's just like that makes you special. And a lot of people like have their own different weird qualities. Like sometimes, like when you meet me in person in real life, I talk a lot. So what? That's my quirky habit. So embrace those things. Okay, so the next one we got is mindfulness. And I know this one sounds super familiar, but taking the time to actually do this is super important. As someone in their 20s where usually life can get very busy, you're working, you go to school, whatever you're doing, that's wonderful. But we need to find pockets of time where we're just like standing still and like reflecting on how things are going. And that could be part of your routine. That could be part of your wellness routine where you're just romanticizing that. Let's say you're sitting down, you meditating, like that could be a great starting point. You could start with like just a regular meditation where you're just standing still. You could do a guided meditation. You can do one of those Joe Dispenza meditations. I can link those below. Super cool, super useful. It's just a great grounding technique to get in touch with your inner self, because most of the time we're just moving along and just like going through the motions. Sometimes you don't even know how you feel, and just taking the time to sit down and ask yourself, how do you actually feel, is more important than you think. And if you're spending the time to ask yourself, might as well sometimes just write it down. So, which brings me to my next point, just journaling. And journaling can take, again, many different formats. You could start off with a 5-minute journal. You could do, there's different types of journals where you have like different prompts where you can do, they'll ask you like, for example, what's your favorite childhood memory, or like just other different journal prompts. So definitely something to look into, but just something to like get your thoughts on a piece of paper is so therapeutic. That way you put everything, all the positivity, all the negative, whatever you got, you put it on the piece of paper, and it kind of just stays there. And then you feel so much better. And second, you can kind of let go of that and allow for new experiences to come into your life. So it's just like that bit of a reset. Okay, so being in your main character energy and romanticizing your life, that does not mean also like putting your pink sunglasses and being completely oblivious to whatever's going around you and just like ignoring like the negativity and just challenges in your life. No, it's embracing those challenges and using those as an opportunity to grow. And I know that sounds cheesy, but it's true. Like, you're gonna learn and you're gonna grow and you're gonna become a better problem solver, probably a better communicator. You're gonna understand how to think quickly on your toes. You're gonna become more resourceful. There are so many good things that are gonna happen. And if you have a bad situation, I think romanticizing your life is also thinking about those. Let's say you have an idol, like you have someone you really look up to, like some sort of actor, influencer, whoever it is that you're looking up to. Just think of that. What would they do in this situation? And they're their main character, you're your own main character, and just embody that energy. Let's say maybe there's a movie character that you really liked and they resonate with you. Like, what would they do in this situation? It kind of just allows you to go out there and do whatever you wanted to do, but it just gives you that bit of courage. So that's like another one of my tricks. Like, if there's something that I don't know what I would do, I try to put myself into this character's shoes and think of what would they do, you know? Because let's say someone that's very courageous, they take a lot of risks, you're like I want to embody that energy. And you just like, you know what? I'm going to do whatever they did. So there you go. Okay, this next one is going to be to practice gratitude. It's such a no-brainer, but it works so well. And let me just reframe this, because when people say practice gratitude, it makes it sound very spiritual and out of sight, out of mind. It doesn't really resonate with me. So the way I've framed it up is show your wins of the day. And it really puts me in that like competitive me versus me mindset, and that like athletic, let's get it type of mindset. I'm out there trying to conquer my day. making it happen. So I personally love that, and that really resonates with me versus like just like practicing gratitude and like sitting down and staying still. Like the best way I found to do this doesn't need to be long, but it really like puts you in your like main character energy. Like you're out there to get it. It's probably at night before I go to bed, I'll think of like my 3 major wins of the day. If I don't have 3 major wins, I'll just go smaller. I'll just try to find smaller things that I've accomplished. But just like 3 things I'm really proud of myself that really like boosts me up and makes me just proud of myself and feel like I've been able to conquer my day. So that, and then in the morning I'll think of those. I'll remind myself of those 3 wins. I'll go out there, I'll execute, and that the same thing happens again and again. It really puts you in that like positive mindset where you're romanticizing your life. Okay, but sometimes if you're like me, you can't really picture those things. You can't really picture how you're gonna make this happen. So you need to capture those moments, whether that's just for yourself on your camera roll and just like taking lots of pictures, whether that's like making videos, or even better, this really helps me, is like going on Pinterest. I know that used to sound so cheesy to me, but like just looking at like the pictures that inspire you can just bring your entire vision together, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You see something, it's like, that's the feeling I'm trying to capture. And then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You'd want to do more of that. So pictures, videos, Pinterest, you could also explore creating content. It could just be for you. You could like even put it on private if you don't want to post it for other people. But it really like helps you gain that momentum and get into your main character energy. And sometimes even like if you go out there and you create a separate account and you just do like tracker, where you like every day you show up and you post something, and you're kind of like romanticizing your own life because you're your only character. You're not doing it for anyone else. You're just posting, showing up, and kind of like creates that like traction, and then you just want to keep doing it because you've done so many of those. And then by doing so, then you can go back and reminisce on all the good moments you've had and feel nostalgic, but also reflect on what phase of your life you were into and what were you consuming, what were you eating, and it kind of just like brings back all the good vibes and energy. And you can see how far you've come and all the progress you've made from then to now. It's like such a good way to like track your mindset, track yourself, and just reminisce on all the good times, and it could bring you some fulfillment as well. And then finally the last one is celebrating your journey and accomplishments, because what's the fun in getting the goal? Because usually you just think of the next goal. The fun is in the progress. The fun is in climbing the mountain. The fun is learning more about yourself. So when you think of like a main character, they're the ones that celebrate their goals, no matter how big or small. You give yourself credit where it's due because you put in that work. No matter how easy or hard that sounds, like you spend that time, you invest that within yourself, and you've put in the work. Okay, and for example, let's say you're in sales at your job and you have to hit a certain quota, and you've done that, you've hit that, you're getting your promotion. If there's something that you've had in mind from the past, then give yourself permission to either buy yourself that, go on that vacation, that car. But it's something that needs to be premeditated. Like you have to have been intentional and have thought about that. That's why it's so awesome to have those milestones and to track that. That way, once the time comes, you know what you've promised yourself, and you kind of like you've kept that promise, so you can deliver that. But everyone's in a different phase in their life, so like embrace the phase and the journey that you're on. It doesn't need to be super glamorous. It doesn't need to be romantic. All you need to do is just feel like you're making little bit of progress every day, and you feel like you're the main character and you're making a difference in your own life. Right now, I'm in my phase where I'm working lots. I'm working on my day job. I'm trying to save up as much money as possible because I want to hit certain goals for a house, for a car, etc. There's a couple things I want to hit, and that's okay. I'm in my working hard era, but finding small things that I like to look forward to or to romanticize. I love to document my journey. because it's so fun to look back on and remember all of those fun experiences because you were in it. You don't see how things are from the outside. You're just like you in the micro level, just you're like in the mud, in the dirt, but you're enjoying the progress because you're learning. You're seeing how far you're coming from even like the previous month or two. You're growing, and that's just the best part. You're learning more about yourself, so it's always a good time. All right, you guys, I hope I've given you enough tips on how to spice up your life and be the main character. Honestly, romanticizing your life is all about embracing your individuality despite in whatever phase you are in your life. It's all about documenting and showing the progress that you've made so that you can feel proud and you can feel more fulfilled. So thanks so much for watching. Please comment down below what's your favorite way to romanticize your life. Is it going for walks on Saturday mornings? Is it buying your favorite coffee? I am so curious, so please comment down below, and let's be besties on IG. Follow me on IG and subscribe if you want to watch more videos like these. I make lots of content, so let's be besties on here. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!